Hey, I recently spoke to Paul Staples about the role of product analytics in large corporates and how product analytics is going to change over the next 10 years and in relation to various other things. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Analytics in large companies. Well, I talked about how product as a function is sometimes considered quite a new dynamic or a new paradigm that companies large co's are beginning to get their head around. And accompanying that, the analytics or the data points often either needed to be an effective product manager aren't there, and you've got to go create them. But secondly, when you start to present that back as to decisions you're making and backing it up with data points, they're not the data points that those who aren't in product, who have never had a product function before, are familiar with. So there's a huge education phase you're going through to kind of bring your board or your seniors up to speed on this is the way that we now need to manage the business. For 20 odd years they've run the business in a particular fashion with certain KPIs and metrics and analytics. Actually, when you take a product lens on things, it can be fundamentally different. We've joked in the past, and everyone goes, Google Analytics is my answer. It's not. It's not your answer. Actually, going and getting a good CX team to understand how your product is being used, overlaying that with data points and impressions of how, if you've got a front end, that is, some products these days don't even have a front end. Headless API based businesses and platforms don't have front ends. So you've got to use analytics in a completely different way, that when you then justify decisions at the top of the house, they don't get it. It's not the product they used to know how to run. So there's a huge education phase of analytics that I think we need to begin to evolve with seniors, and that's a 10-year cycle. Once those seniors start to retire off, and it's a horrible conveyor belt of careers, but we've got to think about it like that. Right? They will retire off. We will bring through that layer of knowledge, and you know what? We need to then be really open-minded as seniors, as now we're in a product-based organization running as a product. The people who are running the products are going to have new ways of doing analytics, so we've got to be really open-minded to that. And they're analytics methods that we don't know about today. But if we're coming from a product leadership stance, then we need to be open-minded to the opportunities of analytics when we're in super senior roles, hopefully, to be able to make those decisions. So I think I don't think there's one set of analytics that we can identify as a must-have, and I think it'd be wrong because all products have different measures. But it's this current period in time. I think we now need to, in large companies, large well-established companies, we need to spend more time educating seniors on a new way of running a product and new data points that matter. I think that's the important thing. It's the data points that matter, not the historical data points that they were able to get their careers off the ground with.